What's all the PMS with Coach G? It's positively motivating sisters with purpose, meaning, style. Are you ready for positive conversations inspiring you to your next level? Do you need motivation to get you growing? Are you a sister, woman, leader, boss, mom, wife, female, her, she? I think you know what I mean. Are you seeking purpose in your life? Do you know the meaning for which you stand? Do you know your style is your unique authenticator? If you answered yes to any one of these questions, this podcast is designed with you in mind, which embodies the whole you, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Sisters, we are on a journey in connecting you from where you are to your what's next with purpose, meaning, style, and it all starts with you. Hi, this is Coach G. Think of me as your chief PMS cheerleader, motivating and wanting to see you win in your personal and professional life. Your connector, guiding you in bridging the gap from where you are to your what's next. I am your leadership and growth coach, empowerment speaker, mom, wife, Christian, and I get to serve you in doing what I am passionate about. You, sisters, we are on a journey for you living your life on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning, style. Thank you so much. We are in episode 58. If this is your first time listening, thank you for taking the time to just stop and listen in. And you know what? I encourage you to continue to listen. Go back and listen to some previous episodes and then make sure that you share. And if it is your 58th time or 40th time, however many times you have been listening, thank you so much. And sisters, keep sharing and spreading this podcast, What's All the PMS, because we are reaching the women. So thank you. Oh, you know what? According to a study by the American Psychological Association, women are more likely than men to report high levels of stress, with 50% of women reporting their stress has increased over the past 5 years. Did you hear that, sisters? So, again, we are in episode 58 and we are talking about stress relief from zero to hero. Okay. And why are we talking about this? Well, for one, this month is Stress Awareness Month, and we are going to talk about stress relief tips for your life. If you have experienced stress, it will deplete you to zero, no energy, no drive. You feel like the damsel in distress because stress shows up as the villain in your life. Do you agree? Stress is like a punch in the gut, that hard blow that can take you out. Stress is a silent killer. It's the ugly villain that tries to take over any way it can. It can find ways of hiding itself in the woven parts of your life, unseen, unlabeled, unrecognized. Unknowingly, we can respond, not realizing the stress that may be impeding on us, and we can respond by, oh, I'm just tired. And the stress can be bearing you down on you mentally, physically, emotionally, and or financially. But can we talk about ways to relieve your stress? And let me add, you must be intentional in actively doing what works to help you feel and live better. According to reports, 75 to 90% of all doctor's office visits are for stress related ailments and complaints. Did you hear that? 75 to 90%. Of course, we are going to experience normal stresses of life, but we are talking about not allowing the stress to consume our lives, to take us to that zero. Because you know what? We want to show up as the heroes in our life. Honestly, we could talk about a lot of topics in the ways of when we talk about stress. We can talk about ways from, what are your stress triggers? How to recognize when you're stressed, areas that can affect stress in your life. Why are you stressed? Maybe even the impact of stress. And the list can go on. But today, can we focus on ways to relieve stress so you can show up as the hero in your life? Because you deserve that. So, of course, we're talking about, those ways of relieving stress. But I always say, even when you come here, know that these are your PMS tips, positively motivating you to move with purpose, to move with meaning and style. And that style is your unique authenticator. So, one of the first ones is set healthy boundaries. We hear that a lot, setting those boundaries. Can you say with me, no? Say that with me, no. Give yourself permission to say no. Find the path of not overcommitting yourself, because often as women, we can do that because we are nurturers. We want to take care of things. We want to make sure everyone's okay. But allow yourself to give open communication to those around you, whether it's in the workplace, home, wherever you are in your community. You may say, maybe a response may be, in my current phase, I'm not able to commit to this right now. Or how soon are you needing this? That may be in a sense of maybe you're part of an organization, or maybe someone's asking you to take on a project, or, even in personal life, someone say, hey, can you do this for me? And maybe it's something that you can make space for, you can allow yourself to do, but you just say, how soon are you needing this? Maybe you can say, can I provide this information to you in a couple of days? Or this is not a good time for me to assist. Or I have already made other commitments. Maybe it's a date issue. Maybe someone's trying to, ask you to be included on a special event on this date, and you already have another commitment, but you want to go to that. And you know what? You just have to be okay with saying, I have already made another commitment. So let's take it deeper. Saying no is not always for the other person or situation, but sometimes you have to tell yourself no. Did you hear that? You have to tell yourself no. No, you will not harbor the negative thoughts. No, you will not allow yourself to impede in unhealthy habits, which can open the door to stress because you didn't allow yourself to set a perimeter. Your boundaries are gatekeepers to your wellness. This can be from the foods you consume, yes, how we eat, the conversations you indulge in. What type of conversations are you having? How you handle your money and finances. Are you um, indulging in ways of spending money before you get it? Or stress buying. There's so many ways that we can actually indulge in how we handle our money and how we handle our finances. But you also have to stay aware of saying yes, yes to yourself. Yes, you can be unavailable. Yes, you can say no. And you know what? Yes, you can say no, not today, because not today means maybe not at this moment, but maybe tomorrow I'm available, or maybe next week I'm available. How would that work? And you know what? Yes, you can do what makes you happy. And when you set healthy boundaries, be open to where others stand. What do I mean by that? Sometimes when you set healthy boundaries, now it's some people may agree, some may disagree, but be okay with that Because again, what are you doing? You're going from zero to hero, hero in your life. You show up as the hero in your life. And when you do that, you know what? You're showing up as a hero in someone else's life too. And in most cases, someone will respect the fact that you were able to tell them, and be authentically open and truthful and honest to say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do that. Or my time will not allow me to do that right now. Or just be okay with saying no. And watch the those again. Some will agree, some will disagree. And when I say that, I'm probably talking to the people pleasers that are more concerned about what if I say no? What would they think? What would they say? What will they do? But you have to be okay with saying no and yes to yourself. And then that second one is just take time for you. Yes, we often talk about that. We often talk about the self-care, you tending to what's important to you, what matters, it's actually reported the stress of juggling work, family, and household responsibilities affects women's physical health and mental well-being. Now, you probably know that. And if you've experienced that, you're saying, oh, I know that. But can you ask yourself, are you putting you as a priority? It's not that no one else matters. No, that's not what we're saying. But that you're actually allowing and allowing that time for you, what that means, sitting, reading a good book, stepping out and enjoying nature, whatever that is for you. Those are just simple things that you set as a priority for you because you only have one you. So take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul. Yes, our family, children, spouses, friends are important. But can I tell you something that I often say? Growth starts with you. It starts with you. The decision starts with you. The action starts with you. How you tend to things and prioritize things starts with you. What I call unplug. Have your unplug moments. Define what that means for you and take the intentional action to follow the instructions. Follow the instructions of the manual of your life so you can show up as that hero. What would your instructions in taking time for yourself look like? Answer that question. Actually visualize it, then design it, then live it. So remember that. What are your instructions for your life? Visualize it, design it, live it. And then release yourself from the superwoman syndrome. You know, we often wear many hats, we do many things, we take on a lot, we carry a lot of responsibilities, just as we said, earlier when I said that it's reported that, us from juggling work, family, household responsibilities in the role as mother, in the role as wife, in the role as friend, in the role as, daughter, whatever that role is, we often change the hats, but I like to say we wear many shoes because I'm a shoe girl. So, you wear the many shoes, you put on all the different shoes, but it's okay to say, you know what? I just want to wear these set of shoes today. This is what I am allowing myself to do today. Or, you know what, better yet, let someone else do that and delegate to them and understand we cannot be there for everybody all the time or do everything, but we can allow ourselves the space and time to take care of what matters and prioritize based on the order of importance. Because again, that is for your physical health and mental well being. And then embrace there is an issue. You have to, even when the stress comes, when the circumstance, arise, you have to embrace that there is an issue. But seek the resolve, seek the solution, seek the resolution, and not dwell on the problem. So often when things happen, we may want to maybe put it under the rug. No, actually look at it and see it for what it is, embrace it, understand it, seek to understand, but not let it overtake you in a sense. In other words, we're not placing a blind eye on the situation, but allowing the light to shine on a moment because it helps you gain strength, new perspectives, and remedies to cure what you need to create that peace, to create that calmness, and even to create that clarity of mind. Of mind, when you're clear in your mind and in your thoughts and in your actions and how you do things and how you prioritize things, you are actually putting yourself as a priority. And then at that point, you are feeding yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, all those parts of what creates a whole you. So focus on those things that bring you joy and peace. And then seek help. Seek help, guidance, and wisdom from trusted sources, friends, and family. Often, sometimes when we are faced with things, in most cases, we don't talk. We don't talk about what's weighing us down. Sometimes we don't because we don't want someone else to know what you're going through, or you don't want someone else to judge your situation, or sometimes we have that mentality. I don't want anyone in my business. I get it. I understand it. I know we do that, but you must choose a healthy outlet which keeps you going. Find the pocket moments, so that you don't bottle it all inside, creating a life of ca- ca- catastrophe. I didn't say catastrophe. I said catastrophe. Okay, it's my made up word. So it's kind of like, you know, chaos, but I'm saying chaos stress, chaos stress fee. Okay, excuse me. I'm making it up and it's funny. It's not funny, but that chaos that brings that stress, that overwhelming part of your life because you did not take time to find the pocket moments. Maybe it's a moment that you have with that trusted person that you can share at that moment. In other words, relieve the stress by talking through it. And then that last one is just stay close to your power base. You know, what is your power base? Often I have talked about that before in other episodes, but a power base is prayer. Sometimes that power base may be a place for you. Maybe that's in nature. Maybe that's, when you do yoga, it's a yoga, it's meditation, it's journaling, but finding the wholeness of you. What do I mean? Oprah actually stated something that I feel is very befitting in this moment about the importance of wholeness. We talk about wellness, but but in the sense of the whole you, the whole parts of you. She said it's about releasing any notions of perfection because that is not the goal. Progress is the goal. Progress toward a space where you feel more whole and complete, which means, when you think about it, when you're in this position of your power base, there is a release of being perfect because you're in that moment. You are surrendering in that moment, surrendering to whatever those things that may be heavy. You're releasing those things. You're releasing that part of trying to have it all together. No, it is your time of grace in the space, often of something that I say, giving yourself grace in that space. But this is your time of grace in the space, which helps you be wherever you are in that moment. So when stress is knocking at the door, you allow yourself to progress into a life of wholeness, meeting at your power base and taking a hold of the power inside of you, which is whole and complete. Maybe now you realize you are seeking to create the healthy boundaries you deserve or ready to win into your next by positioning your life with some intentional plans of action. Then let's work together to win. We go through these process of things that we can live better and as we continue to grow and thrive into our next, you know, I'm ready to coach you through it. And then growth starts with you. It starts with you. So, when we talk about relieve the stress, I just want to reiterate for a moment that stress, that word stress, that was what our points were. When you see that word stress, no, set healthy boundaries, that's the S. Take time for you, that's self care, that's the T, or release yourself from the superwoman syndrome. You are a superhero, but release yourself from the superwoman syndrome. And then E, embrace there is an issue, but seek the solution and not dwell on the problem. And then that S again, seek help, guidance, and wisdom from trusted friends and family and trusted, sources. And then that last S, stay close to your power base because you deserve to show up as the hero in your life. And that growth starts with you. So you took the first step by listening to this episode. What I said, whether it was your first time or you're listening to it for the 58th time or whatever that number is. But now take the next step and go to gstylecoaching.com because you're saying, you know what? I'm ready to work with you, Coach G. I want to win into my next. I want to show up as that hero in my life because I want to set some plans of action into that next goal or that next dream in my life. And that's how we schedule that one-on-one. If you have a team, maybe it's group coaching as I've offered before, and we'll continue to offer that. You can go to the show description and say, let's work together. You go ahead, click on let's work together. Or you know what? Hire me for your next speaking event. And then you can go to the show description there and just touch the link to contact for speaking. But with all of that, sisters, keep sharing this podcast. Leave your comments, subscribe, rate, follow. And you know what? Talk about things that you want to hear more about. Maybe there are some pressing issues and things that you would like to hear more about, more tips in. Share that. I want to hear what you have to say because I've often said that too. Your voice matters. And how do we grow? We allow ourselves to hear input from others. And I want to hear your input because I do value your input because that's how I continue to grow, not only professionally, but personally too. So, in saying all of that, sisters, thank you so much for listening. And hey, I'm sorry we had some men. Thank you for listening too. But until next time, let's keep growing because it all starts with you.